Hello and welcome everyone to this special preview podcast between me and my dear friend Asim, as you can see on the screen. हामीले चाहिँ यो गर्न खोजेको I think we have always had very deep and long conversations anytime we meet. I know. And I think there's so much we talk about in terms of life, in terms of career, in terms of making money, in terms of business ideas, in terms of entrepreneurship. And I always thought that uh, this is a conversation that could add value to others also, if we could put it into a pedestal, if we could put it into a platform and really begin to dissect. And because I think we both have a very good connection, we understand ourselves very nicely, and there's also a lot of support element also. So I think it was due time, and we definitely have further kind of ideas and further plannings to do this way more mazali. And I think this today is going to also be like a start. Today is also going to be like a sparkle of what could be possible for both of us. And we could bring in more guests and different kinds of guests, and or we could do it just like this also. So that is another thing to talk about. But let's just start today, and I want to ask my friend, how are you feeling? How are you doing? And what's up with life right now?
It's good. It's good, as you already know. I,
Yes, sir.
so, in a different setting, podcast, it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
अब के अरे इन रेकर्ड भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ
Yes, sir.
अब कति कुरा चाहिँ कति कुरा भन्ने कति कुरा चाहिँ नभन्ने हो यस्तो सोचिरहेको म चाहिँ
Yeah, man. Whatever comes to you. And I
उम्,
think it takes time also, and with time, I think a lot of the things we will naturally be able to filter whatever we want to say. I've always felt
yeah,
that. And sometimes we might even say things that we expected we might not say. जस्तो आज पनि बिहान एउटा
उम्,
सेसन थियो, एउटा ट्रेनिङ प्रोग्राम थियो, म बिहान सानो थियो, लाइक आई थिङ्क आई डिन्ट ह्याभ लाइक यो टाइमको लागि म कुरा गर्छु जस्तो मैले सोचेको थिइनँ. बट एज आई स्टार्टेड टु स्पिक एन्ड आई वाज सेयरिङ एन्ड आई वाज टकिङ, अनि naturally I even ended up talking, telling them about my breakup. Okay, so you never
okay.
know. I think the contextual and the mood and everything, I think that also plays a lot of uh, a role into that. So we'll start off with that only, like how is it going? Any, like, how are you, how are you engaging right now in your life?
लाइफ पुरै constructed छ अहिले चाहिँ होइन पहिले
Mm-hmm. It's an
like
interesting word.
there was this time when you wanted everything to be settled, everything to be
Mm-hmm.
structured, routine, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like not just in your life but that भनेर होइन
Mm-hmm.
like अब
Mm-hmm.
planned भनौँ न structured.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the journey of being a structured man, अब
Mm-hmm.
is it happening or not, I don't know होइन म त्यस्तो सोच्न सक्छु छैन, but it feels structured. बिहान
Mm-hmm.
कलेज जाऊ, then
Yeah.
office, and then some
Yeah.
entrepreneurial journey
Yeah.
after that,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
अनि study, internet,
Yeah. Yeah.
अनि hobby छँदैछ होइन,
Mm-hmm.
everything is there, and obviously yeah,
Mm.
सबै चिजको बेसमा रिलेसनसिप अनि त्यसपछि फ्यामिली,
Yeah.
emotions, everything gathered up.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
so
quite
beautiful.
there, you know.
Yeah. 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 I also think the we kind of we kind of miss
त्यही छ.
we kind of miss the power of structure. Okay. I really feel that. I really think that as well.
Mm,
किनभने the mainstream or wherever you look, there's so much information about, like doing this and doing that and breaking through and getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah, I mean that has a big role to play, but so does structure, and so does kind of knowing what roles you have, and how you can manage time and things. It sounds really boring, I know.
Mhm.
I know it sounds really boring, but it has such a powerful impact on your peace of mind, on being able to be create and be productive. I have never been kind of a structured person,
Mhm.
and I've seen the impact it has made in my life, because
Mhm.
it because without it, I'm not able to be the best of myself. I'm not able to create the best kind of work, or whatever it might be, my content, or personal poetry I write to myself. And we talk about poetry later on as well, and how what
Okay.
kind of a role it plays as well. So I think that's a good place to start. And I think you really, I think this is a really important topic to talk about, like structure. And
Mhm.
I would kind of like ask you to also kind of like talk about that as well. Like, what is having structure in our life? Like, why is it important to
Mhm.
have a structure in your life?
Okay, when I said structure, त्यो भन्दा भन्दै पनि I will, there's two things I'll come into it. होइन दुईटा पोइन्टमा चाहिँ number one thing चाहिँ structure would not be something that I would, yeah, and त्यो सोच्दाखेरि हुन्छ नि, when you think about structure, it's like putting slavery to your own thoughts जस्तो पनि लाग्ने होइन.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you cannot go outside of your structure or you would feel अलिक messy होइन आफ्नो रुटिन्सहरू. अनि त्यसपछि लाइक भोलि ल ओके टुमारो मेरो मर्निङ रुटिन इज दिस, देन डे रुटिन इज दिस, इभिनिङ यो, एन्ड सडनली इफ केही नयाँ चिज आयो भने वेन एम आई डुइङ इट, क्यान आई फिट इट इन द्याट स्ट्रक्चर अर आई एम अ इम्प्रम्प्टु काइन्ड अफ पर्सन होइन. सो
Mm-hmm.
लाइक आई डोन्ट वान्ट टु के भन्छ त्यसलाई एक्सप्रेस माइसेल्फ बाहिर हुन्छ नि,
Mm-hmm.
मान्छेहरूलाई भेट्दाखेरि चाहिँ या आई हेभ अ रुटिन काइन्ड अफ गाय भन्दाखेरि
Mm-hmm.
बोरिङ बोरिङ साउन्ड गर्छ नि होइन.
True, true. That
So it's
I
like,
agree.
yeah, I can go to travel होइन जुनै पनि टाइममा,
Yeah,
yeah, I have this. So
yeah,
that
true, true.
sounds अलि हुन्छ नि अनअर्थोडक्स पनि, या
Mm.
अलि रेबल टाइपको फिलिङ,
Yeah,
you want to feel that पनि. अनि
yeah,
फेरि whereas with time goes on you want
yeah.
some level of के भन्छ त्यसलाई अब settlement in
Mm.
yourself.
Mm.
अब the balance between being impromptu versus structure होइन, अब
Mm.
यो balance चाहिँ how can you
Mm.
maintain it मै सायद the peace of mind remains होला.
Oh, as yeah, exactly. I can relate to you on so many levels when you're saying that. Kinemane, I also feel like the best kind of work that I'm able to do is when I have a proper sense of like a structure in my life,
Mhm.
and a structure that I am able to kind of create through my own conscious decisions, or through my own through my kind of like understanding of my life and my interest and my different kinds of curiosities I have, you know. Ani अनि one thing is यो एक paradoxical छ is that you can really enjoy your time off or your weekends if you have lived a structured life. Okay, that's another thing, Ferry, because you have kind of like lived through that, and you've put your work in and put your effort in and done your best, and when the time comes to enjoy, you'll be like in a very good frame of mind. Okay? Like, now is the time to enjoy. Because I have taken care of my thing, I have done my shit, होइन. अनि
Yeah,
इम्प्रम्प्टु मान्छेको चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि, इम्प्रम्प्टु मान्छे यतिकै इम्प्रम्प्टु 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 हुन्छ. अनि कसैले कतिखेर यता बोलाइदियो, यता गरिदियो भने चाहिँ अनि फेरि ओ फक, यो पनि गरेछ नि, यो पनि गरेछ नि, यो पनि गरेछ नि. सो इम्प्रम्प्टु इट साउन्ड्स रियली बाहिरबाट हेर्दाखेरि त ओ कस्तो खतरा मान्छे रहेछ, कस्तो ओ भने स्पोन्टेनियस खालको मान्छे रहेछ भन्ने जस्तो लाग्छ. बट इभन उसको इनर वर्ल्डमा चाहिँ, बिकज आइभ बिन द्याट गाई के, उसको इनर वर्ल्डमा चाहिँ ल यार, यो पनि यो इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा थियो, त्यो पनि गराएछ नि, त्यो पनि गराएछ नि. सो आई थिङ्क इन अ वे, the structure actually, the routine actually, it kind of creates more freedom in your life. Okay, it has such a powerful impact as a long term level in terms of freedom with what you want to do with your spare time, and like even if you want to do new things. Okay, because okay, I'll bring this here, Eileen, about your entrepreneurial journey also, Eileen, because I think it is because of, in some ways, I would not say
okay.
entirely, but because of the structure that you are able to kind of also engage yourself in this endeavor. And do you also see a correlation in that?
यसो छ
Mm,
फर्स्टमा त बिगिनिङबाटै जाऊँ होइन
mm,
लाइक नम्बर वान चाहिँ कस्तो भन्दा फर्स्टमा चाहिँ फेसिनेसन
mm,
आफ्नो एउटा हुन्छ नि लाइक लाइक जस्तो दुईजना मान्छे बोलिरहेको छ होइन वाट डु डु
mm,
भन्दाखेरि ओके
mm,
आई डु दिस इज दिस होइन ओके अब वान साइड अफ माई जब इज डिजाइनिङ होइन
mm,
ओके
mm,
आई डु डिजाइन माई टाइम इज अकुपाइड यो टाइममा है
mhm, mhm,
अनि त्यो बाहेक ओके आई गो टु कलेज इन द मर्निङ
mm,
भने
mm,
अनि अनि वाट एल्स भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ ए अब now that entrepreneurial thing comes in,
mm,
slides in.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
I do this too. Okay, so
mm,
too many things in plate
mm,
भयो नि त होइन
mm, mm,
सो अब यो स्ट्रक्चरमा त हेऱ्यो भने अब वी
mm,
हेभ लाइक 24 आवर्समा यु निड 8 आवर्स
mm,
10 आवर्स स्लिप
mm,
होइन
mm,
त्यो त अब
mm,
अहिले 5 आवर्स
mm,
मात्र पनि भइरहेको हुन्छ कति टाइम
mm,
अनि अब घर पुग्दासम्म इट्स लाइक 7 8 बजी नै
mm,
हाल्छ होइन
mm, mm,
यु निड टु इट फुड अब
mm,
फेरि
mm,
मर्निङ बिहान 5 बजे उठेर फेरि कलेज
mm,
जानको लागि टाइममा सुत्नु पर्यो नत्र
mm,
भोलिको
mm,
बिहानको फेरि पुरै
mm,
रुटिन हेवायर
mm.
भइरहेको हुन्छ होइन
True,
स्लिपलेस आइज होइन दिनभरि
true, true,
सो
true.
त्यो स्लाइड इन अब यो स्ट्रक्चरभित्र चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि वेन यु आर इन स्ट्रक्चर यु विल अलवेज ह्याभ द्याट फियर के कि यो
Mm,
स्ट्रक्चर मैले बिगारेँ भने मेरो सबै
mm,
साइकल बिग्रिने त होइन होइन अनि अब त्यो
mm,
स्ट्रक्चरमा के हुन्छ भन्दा नाउ यु हेभ टु कम्प्रोमाइज अब
mm,
कम्प्रोमाइज वुड बी लाइक ब्याड वर्ड टु होइन
mm,
पुट इट इन लाइक
mm,
सुन्दाखेरि नराम्रो but
mm,
इट्स द्याट नै क्या यु निड टु
mm,
कम्प्रोमाइज सर्टेन टाइम्स इन सर्टेन थिङ्स जस्तै
mm,
अब मेरो मर्निङमा सपोज म 5 बजे उठ्थेँ र
mm,
6 बजे कलेज पुग्थेँ भने अब म 5:30मा उठ्नु पर्यो सो द्याट म
mm,
राति आधी घन्टा एक्स्ट्रा उठ्न सकौँ होइन
mm,
सो
mm,
मेबी द्याट इज हाउ यु
mhm,
सर्टेन बिजनेस गर्नको लागि त होइन कतिखेर
mm,
टाइम एलोकेट गर्ने
mhm, mhm,
सो समटाइम्स म कलेज बिहान मर्निङ कलेजमै हुँदा ब्रेकमा गरिरहेको हुन्छु फ्यु थिङ्स कति
mm,
टाइम चाहिँ अफिसको ब्रेकमा गरिरहेको हुन्छु कहिले काहीँ अफिसमा त्यति काम
mm,
भइरहेको हुँदैन त्यो बिचमा
mm,
गरिरहेको हुनसक्छ
mm.
तर
Yeah.
रिमेम्बरिङ द इफिसियन्सी अफ एभ्री वर्क इज भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट क्या जस्तै
Mm,
मलाई त समन हेज हायर्ड मी नि त होइन फर
mm,
8 आवर्स एभ्री
mm,
डे सो
mm,
त्यो 8 आवर्सको अकुपेन्सी मेरो डेडिकेसन्स र मेरो एभ्री ओनरसिप त मैले अफिसलाई दिनु पर्यो होइन
mm,
सो तर त्यसलाई हार्म नहुने गरी आई निड टु
mm.
डु माई अन्टरप्रेनियल थिङ
Yeah.
पनि होइन अब आई निड टु बी अनेस्ट विथ माइसेल्फ एन्ड माई
Mhm,
वर्क होइन यो
mm.
ब्यालेन्सहरू मिलाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ क्या
Yeah.
अब अब यो सबैमा त हेर न इट्स लाइक कलेज टाइम
Mm,
अफिस एन्ड बिजनेस एन्ड वेयर गोज द टाइम फर यर फ्यामिली के
exactly.
किन भन्दाखेरि
Exactly.
अफिस कलेज एन्ड फ्रेन्ड्स अब फ्रेन्ड्सको लागि पनि टाइम हुँदैन
True.
तिम्रो आफ्नै हबीको लागि पनि टाइम छुट्याउन इट्स सो
Mm,
टफ
mm,
होइन सो मेबी दिस टाइम त्यही भएर भन्छ होला इट्स लाइक यो हार्डसिप हुन्छ नि त्यो
mm,
हार्डसिप इज नट एक्चुअली त्यो मेहनत गर्नेलाई हार्डसिप भन्दा पनि यो टाइम म्यानेज गर्नेलाई हार्डसिप भन्छ क्या अझै
mm.
किन भन्दा यु वन्ट ह्याभ टाइम फर यर फ्यामिली यु वन्ट ह्याभ टाइम फर यर सेल्फ
Mm,
देयर इज नो नेटफ्लिक्स एन्ड चिल फर लाइक मन्थ्स एन्ड मन्थ्स
mm.
होइन you
Yeah.
cannot go to travel
Mm,
एनी टाइम किन भन्दाखेरि
mm,
जब पनि छ एउटा एउटा
mm,
नभए नि अर्को इन्ट्याङ्गलमेन्ट हुन्छ क्या लाइक ओके
mm.
के मात्र म्यानेज गर्छ ल कलेज तिमी 2 दिन जाँदैनौ रे
Mm,
अफिस छुट्टी लियो रे 2 दिन तर अन्टरप्रेनियल
mm.
जर्नीमा त द्याट नो छुट्टी यु
True.
गाटा डु सिट्स
You gotta do still on the weekend, on the midnight, anytime, anytime. You're on work. You're on duty anytime.
सो या फुल अन होइन
Yeah, yeah.
अब देयर इज
Yes.
अब त्यसमाथि झन् now when you are at the age of 26 27 uh, your family would get your parents would get older and older they would
Mm,
expect something from you होइन
mm, mm.
and यो इन्ट्याङ्गलमेन्ट अझ रिलेसनसिप इन्ट्याङ्गलमेन्ट चाहिँ छँदै नै
Yeah,
छ
yeah,
होइन
yeah, yeah.
so
True,
you
true,
gotta manage those all
true, true,
स्पाइडर वेब जस्तो भयो क्या एन्ड
true.
स्पाइडर वेब कस्तो हुन्छ सेन्टरबाट बाहिर 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 जान्छ नि सो
Mm, mm,
सेन्टरमा आफू छम के यहाँ होइन यु गर
mm.
हुक इट अप एभ्रिथिङ
True, true,
सो
true.
या
True.
काइन्ड लाइक के भन्छ यु गर फाइन्ड यर पिस इन द केयर्स अफ यर ओन लाइफ काइन्ड अफ थिङ
dropping some bombs in there, a couple of bombs in there. Yeah, but I kind of want to jump into like talking about like any like methods or practices that you do to kind of like bring peace into that chaos. But before that, I want to kind of pinpoint a couple of things you said. You know, I really love that you said it's not the hardship is not just about the actual work or actual effort that you put in, but it's also about your priorities, how you manage it, because everything is important, Nita. And when you think about it, let's say family, career, I know health, also health, health, I know relationship, right? Everything seems important, Nita, I know. But at our stage of life, at this stage of life, I cannot say at this. It can be a very subjective thing also, you know. But mostly it's mostly about building ourselves, building our career, and so I think like having like keeping time like once every time. So I do this thing. I do this journaling thing as well every day. It's been like 12 or 13 days at the boy I've been practicing this, I know. And it's because of the creative writing class also that I joined. I kind of like triggered that, but it's I'm like why did I stop at any time in my life? It's the funny boy, you know, because it kind of gives you like this ability or this chance to kind of like think about these priorities, think about your own thoughts, you know. And when people say, you know, like they don't have time for this, they don't have time for meditation, they don't have time for looking into an entrepreneurial possibility, even there if they're in a job. all all it comes down to is our priorities and our values in life, I know. And I have now this is a theory कुरा पनि हो यो त होइन. But I think practically पनि it kind of like makes sense. What it says is like values, personal values are directly kind of correlated with our consciousness, okay? Like the more we are able to kind of expand our mind, the more our values or shifts to like it could be like what we can create, I know. Or if we can serve, I know. So things like that, okay? To survival बाट हुन्छ नि एउटा भ्याल्यु ल्याडर बनायो भने we have survival, we have personal kind of achievement, यो मास्लोज हायरार्की कुरा गरौँ न, something like that, okay? And so I think that is also a very interesting perspective that that could be very interesting. um Isma अब like okay, going back to the thing again, is there any kind of practice or what do you do to kind of um maintain that peace in that chaos? It looks like chaos.
It's just it's like see, you gotta go deep in भन्छ होइन.
Mm,
जस्तै सिटीलाई एउटा यो काठमाडौँ सिटीलाई when you go हल्का क्लिफमा
mm,
अनि when you see
mm,
होइन,
mm.
it would just see a bunch of mass के
True,
केओसै हो नि
true.
होइन. But त्यो केओस भिजिबली हुन्छ त्यतिखेर. You
Mm,
want listen the horns,
true,
honkings,
true, true,
shoutings from that view के.
true,
So
true.
that's like there is peace pani.
Mm,
You are visible to the kiosk pani, you know. Now when you go inside the
mm,
city, you'll see
mm,
everything deeply के every street होइन.
mm,
जस्तै मानौँ अब ल असन बजार गयो, you will see असन बजारको कियोस होइन.
mm,
त्यहाँबाट
mm,
न्यू रोड निस्क्यो, you will see न्यू रोडको कियोस. Now you
mm,
come to बानेश्वर side, you will see त्यहाँको कियोस होइन.
mm,
सायद टेम्पल साइड गयो, त्यहाँ टेम्पलको के अरे बेल्सहरूको आवाजहरू होइन. So
mm,
there would be different lanes, different kind of voices, different kind of peace. कतै अब शान्त पनि हुन्छ होइन, कतै भोइसेस हुन्छ, कतै नोइजेस हुन्छ होइन. So
mm,
similar to our mental state होइन, यो
mm,
हामीले
mm,
हेर्ने कुराहरू it's like every different bubbles of our
mm,
everyday lives के.
mm,
every
mhm,
every यो यसलाई चाहिँ कस्तो कसरी चाहिँ बुझ्न सकिन्छ भन्दाखेरि लाइक फर मी पर्सनली आई पुट इट इन डिफ्रेन्ट बबल्स होइन.
mm,
लाइक मेरो बिहानको कामहरू छुट्टै बबलमा छ, दिउँसोको छुट्टैमा छ, मेरो अन्टरप्रेनियल स्टफ्सहरू बिजनेसहरूको थट्सहरू छुट्टैमा छ. यो सबै बबल्सहरू एक आपससँग ठोकियो भने, ठोकेर
mm,
कम्बाइन
mm,
कम्बाइन भयो भने चाहिँ प्रब्लम हुने हो. बट देन त्यो
mm,
बबललाई छुट्टै छुट्टै राख्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ बरु पिसफुल हुने हो. किन भन्दाखेरि लाइक
mm,
इफ तिम्रो कलेजमा जाँदाखेरि युआर थिङ्किङ अफ थट्स त आउँछ नेचुरली, त्यसमा ब्लक त गर्न सकिँदैन. या अरू कुनै बबलको प्रब्लमले कलेजको डे टु डे लाइफमा चाहिँ
mm,
प्रब्लम अराइज भइरहेछ भने नाउ यु आर मिसिङ टु बबल्स क्या
mm,
होइन।
mm,
अब म कलेजमा सपोज मेरो असाइनमेन्ट्सहरू भएन, आई गट फेल रे कुनै एक्जाममा, अब म अफिसमा गएर त्यो बबललाई ब्रस्ट गरिरहेको छु भने हो त्यो
mm,
केओस
mm.
विदिन अ केओस हुन्छ होइन।
Yeah,
बट
yeah.
यु निड टु नो वेन टु सट अफ द्याट, वेन यु लिभ द्याट स्पेस के। जस्तै
Mm,
तिमी असनको भिडमा गएर बसिरहेछौ, तिमीलाई असनकै भिडको टेस्ट आउँछ, तिमी त्यहाँबाट निस्केर बानेश्वर आइपुग्यौ भने बानेश्वरमा फिल गर्दैनौ नि त तिमीले असनको पेन
yeah, that's really
होइन।
nice. Yes, 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 yes.
सो त्यहाँ त ढोका पनि छैन, गाडी पनि
Mm,
गइरहेछ, स्टिल यु
true.
फिल डिफ्रेन्ट भने यु गाट
Yeah.
म्यानेज युर सिट्स इन युर हेड पहिला कि लाइक
Mm,
मेरो स्ट्रक्चर्ड लाइफमा या वाट एभर रुटिन सबैको यत्तिकै नै बनिहाल्छ कि इम्प्रोम्प्टु होइन।
yes,
सो
sir. Yes, sir.
एउटा पार्ट, वान पार्ट सुड नट अफेक्ट अनदर पार्ट, या इन्डिरेक्टली
Mm,
इट डज, किन भन्दाखेरि वी
mm,
आर एट लास्ट अ ह्युमन होइन।
mm,
इन्डिरेक्टली इट डज, तर डिरेक्टली यु सुड नट पुट इट इन होइन।
mm.
त्यो चाहिँ हुन हुँदैन, नत्र इट वुड बी
Mm.
मेस। अनि
Yeah.
जस्तै अब यसलाई मैले अझ बिजनेसको साइडको ल्याङ्ग्वेजबाट भन्नु पर्दा, जस्तै भनौँ कुनै मान्छेले दुईवटा बिजनेस गरिरहेछ भने एउटा
Mm,
बिजनेसले अर्को बिजनेसमा इन्भेस्ट पनि होइन,
mm,
इफ द्याट मेक्स सेन्स होइन। बिजनेस ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा भन्दा चाहिँ सपोज मैले बिजनेस
mm,
एमा
mm,
1 लाख इन्भेस्ट गरेर 10 लाख कमाइरहेको छु, बिजनेस बीमा 1 लाख इन्भेस्ट गरेर म नेगेटिभ 3 लाखमा गइरहेको छु भने बिजनेस
mm,
बीले बिजनेस बीकै लसेस आफै सुधार्नु पर्यो, एको पैसा लिएर बिमा खनाउनु भएन होइन।
mm, mm,
सो वी
mm,
सुड नट इन्टरलिङ्क बिट्विन आवर अन डिफरेन्ट
mm.
ब्रेन्स क्या।
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
if that
I
makes
think,
sense.
yeah, I think you raise a very, very interesting point. And I remember I watched this short clip, Jordan Peterson go. I think it was Jordan. Yeah, it was Jordan Peterson. He says it is very tough to think. Only one key one. It is very tough to think one. Okay, because you have to you're inside your own mind. You're talking to so many different people, so many different ideas, so many different duties, so many different perspectives, so many different belief systems, so many different value systems. Okay, and if you are like whatever he kind of said something similar, if you're able to kind of see them separately or however you want to see them, and able to uh, really see how they impact your life and how what role they play in your life, that's when you can be a very insightful thinker, not just भनौँ न एउटा ऱ्यान्डम भन्दा पनि एउटा कन्सियस अनि someone who can add value even just when they speak. Okay? And I really and I think today when you said that, I remember what he said, and it kind of makes sense. It's really interesting because we think thinking is very it's we don't really think about thinking. Okay? The process of thinking भनौँ न, I think it's very interesting because this process of thinking, and we all have our different tendencies and emotions also. Again, they play a big role in our in the way we think. Again, there's another very interesting perspective that can come into this topic itself. Um, what do we talk about, man? What do you want to talk about
एउटा
next?
अघि नै मैले इनिसियल्लीमा भन्दाखेरि यो के भन्छ जर्नी अफ म्यान
Mm-hmm.
भन्ने
Mm-hmm.
भन्दाखेरि मेरो ठ्याक्क दिमागमा हिट गएको थियो कि। अनि लास्ट टाइम आई अल्सो ह्याड दिस कन्भर्सेसन होइन। अनि मेरो दिमागमा स्टक थियो कि वाट्स द डिफरेन्स बिट्विन अर जर्नी अफ बिकमिङ अ म्यान फ्रम अ बोय
Mm.
होइन।
Uh-huh.
सो
Yes, sir.
whom do you call a boy, whom do you call a man के।
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
what's the age, is it because of age, of because of the maturity, or because of the struggles? So
Yeah.
what's the borderline
Uh,
of becoming a man?
yeah.
Are we man
Mhm.
enough? Are we
Yeah.
even a man, or just a
Yeah.
boy? And
Yeah.
what is it होइन, यो यसमा
Yeah.
चाहिँ यो कुरा गर्नु मन थियो कि मलाई।
Oh,
What do you
I think
think?
it's tough. Yeah, it's a really tough. It's a really. I think. Man, oh shit. I think. I think the boy is also very important. Okay. As a boy, but I would say the child. The child is. It kind of gives. a man aliveness, but
Mm.
to live in this ruthless world, I would say, to live in this ruthless world, you cannot stay a child, because there um, because I think there is definitely a war out there, and it is so easy to kind of be tempted by different things and different kinds of ideas, different objects, and different packages, and to truly stay true to what you know is truth, to really stay true to what you know is your destiny, or what you know you are capable, what you are here to do. You really have to, I think, save that. And in the journey there will be different turns and ups and downs, but if we forget that essential part of ourselves, then I think we are doomed. Then I think we are less of a man. And every person who I look up to as a man, and really man, if you can say Martin Luther King, or you can say, you know anyone from the pick them from the history, I think they have really stuck to their voice. I think they have really been able to voice their ideas. When I'm saying, I'm thinking about Malcolm X, यो मान्छेहरू होइन, हाम्रै मान्छेहरू, a lot of um, people from even our communities, a lot of yogis, and a lot of people like even social revolutionists I think they really were able to never let the world around them is that is how I would like to approach this idea.
Just so okay, it's like there are a lot of perspectives into it, right now. When I was
Mm-hmm.
growing up, अब जस्तो अब
Mm-hmm.
हुन्छ नि त अब matured
Mm.
हुने जर्नी भनौँ न
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
अब हामी अझै matured छौँ छैनौँ आई डोन्ट नो
uh-huh.
होइन कुन एस्पेक्टमा छौँ
Mm.
कुन एस्पेक्टमा
Mm.
छैनौँ अनि
Mm.
जस्तो भन्छ नि म्यान अप हुनुपर्छ होइन सो वाट डज
Yes
द्याट
sir,
मिन
yes sir,
पनि
yes sir.
ओके इट्स लाइक अब
Yeah.
अब जस्तै मलाई त पहिले के लाग्थ्यो भन्दा वेन आई वाज किड आई युज्ड टु थिङ्क कि वेन यु गेट म्यारिड यु बिकम म्यान के होइन
True, true, true. Exactly, exactly. Oh, and that is so far away from the truth, because there are a lot of yeah, that's so true. So true, so
अनि
true. That's so true.
अब पहिले त 13-14मा नि बिहा हुन्थ्यो नि होइन सो ओके द्याट
Exactly,
डिन्ट मेक सेन्स
exactly.
अनि त्यसपछि अनि ओके अनि अझ झन् ग्रो अप हुँदै गर्दाखेरि अब ओके 21 एज क्रस भएपछि यु बिकम म्यान भन्ने आयो क्या मेरो दिमागमा होइन अगाडि धेरै अगाडि
Yeah.
अनि ओके 21 भइसकेपछि ओके लाइक त्यो थट्सहरू हुन्छ नि फेरि क्वेसनेबल्स हुँदै गयो नि त होइन
Yeah.
लाइक ओके एम आई म्यान
Yeah.
नाउ
Yeah.
सो अब कति यो कुरै हुँदैन कि यो चिजमा होइन कि लाइक वेन डु यु
Mm,
सुड यु फिल म्यान इनफ like is it because you carry a
mm,
responsibility you become a man or is
mm,
it you get married
mm,
to a woman you become a man or you have a hospitable life now you can carry on by yourselves you are independent now you
mm,
become a man so
mm,
what's the
mm.
formation uh, or त्यो हुन्छ नि what's the formula to become a man
Yeah.
के so
Yeah, I
it's
think.
still a
Yeah,
myth
that's
to
so.
me होइन
Mm, mm,
जस्तै
mm.
जस्तै अफ
Yes.
के भन्छ अब कुनै मानौँ सपोज केटाहरू या सबैजना कलिग्सहरू
Mm,
ग्यादरिङ भयो होइन कसैले यस्तो
mm,
फन्नी जोक गर्थ्यो अरे होइन विच डिन्ट
mm,
मेक सेन्स
mm.
है कि एकदम चाइल्डिस भयो अरे होइन
Yeah,
अनि
yeah.
कसैले अब अरे यार म्यान अफ यार के यस्तो
Mm.
बच्चा जस्तो ओके सो
Oh,
वाट इज बिकमिङ म्यान अफ इन द्याट कन्डिसन के इज इट
yeah,
एक्टिङ लाइक अ मच्योर्ड गाई इज म्यान अफ
yeah,
or I don't know.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
अनि मलाई चाहिँ
As
यसलाई सोध्न पनि मन थियो क्या लाइक इट्स लाइक
yeah,
थुप्रैजनालाई सोध्ने क्या हुन्छ
yeah,
नि
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
अँ,
As you were saying and as you were speaking,
उम्,
I think the word responsibility, it
उम्,
really really hit home to me when we're talking about this topic as a whole. Just though, because the first responsibility, the after responsibility of your mind, responsibility of your body, responsibility of daily activity. I think it starts from yourself, and then when you can also contribute to your family, and then to your society, and then to the larger universe, or let's just call it the world, or the larger world, then I think your level to that also kind of increases. Just to I think these people, when Martin Luther King was Malcolm X, I think उनीहरूको लागि responsibility was beyond their family, okay? Because the cause that they were fighting for, was against make bringing the भनौँ न, black and white together, or for a leader, it's about, rejuvenating a nation, or a spiritual leader ko लागि, like bringing peace in the world. So I think the more we kind of our take our own responsibility, I think the bigger the responsibility, or I think it happens very naturally also, that kind of also makes us, I think, त्यो इभोल्युसन हुँदै जान्छ क्या. अनि आई थिङ्क चाइल्डिस चाहिँ जब हुन्छ मान्छे, तब जब चाहिँ हि टेकिङ लाइफ टु लाइक not seeing the value of life, okay? Like doing random things, wasting time, and so in that sense I think the child को कुरा चाहिँ आउँछ. But फेरि again, the child is also a very creative source for us, Nita. So I think the playfulness, say, it's very important. And I think that a really mature, a really responsible person is also a playful person, okay? They will not be very stern. I think they will have a bit of flexibility. Maybe they don't show it all the time, but I think that is, and I've seen that I've kind of just in their body language, I think that is very relevant.
So मैले भर्खर गुगल हाने कि
Uh-huh.
होइन.
What did you say?
So what's the difference between a boy and a
What
man?
did you say? What did you say?
So a man can live in present,
Uh-huh.
but in so doing aligns his behaviors to his future aspirations रे होइन.
Oh,
A
exactly,
boy lives
exactly,
purely a
exactly.
boy lives purely in the present and for his own short-term fulfillment. So a boy
Oh,
lacks patience, discipline, and self-control, all in the pursuit of a good time. Like,
yeah, yeah. I think
so
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think, and I think, the for us the task is, or our challenge is switching from, I think, sorry, in this age, say, boy, man, man, boy, man, boy, because the boy has not completely gone off, and the man is not
uh,
yet completely come in. So kind of like, at least for me, it's like a boy 2 weeks in a week, and then more, sometimes, uh, because I think boy is also essential, I know, but without the man, it goes back to the structure thing also, okay? A man has a structure, a boy doesn't have a structure, okay? It goes back to the same thing. It's so interesting that how things come up, okay? And I really like the definitions, actually. Short-term pleasure is a slow poison killer, man. It will kill slowly.
अनि के भन्छ यो पडकास्टको नामै आर यु म्यान इनफ राख्नुपर्छ जस्तो छ.
Yeah, man, we I really like that, actually. See, this is the, you know, see, I'm not gonna तिमीसँग मैले कन्भर्सेसन गरेदेखि, I have I think I have spoken like I have been involved in 3 trainings. I kind of tomorrow is another one. One is pending. So, and I kind of like struck up a deal with a company also, kind of, but they are also like startup. This is again, they did some work, but they're kind of finding them their way. So that is also happening, and there's this another guy who is like really interested in investing in me. So, like, and I really um keep on it. I really I think action is so important, okay, man. I think there are so many of us. मतलब हिँड्छु नि बाटोमा, अथवा I see like everyone has so much value, okay? They just don't know it all, okay? Like त्यो मान्छे त्यस्तो लेभलसम्म पनि उसले आफ्नो भ्याल्यु निकाल्न सक्छ, but just because of someone said something maybe in their past, होइन, or something happened, and it just limits us, के हुन्छ नि, बिकज हामी त एउटै ह्युमन बिङ हो नि त, एउटा एउटा सोल हो, अब देयर इज डेफिनेटली अब इन्टेलेक्चुअल अबिलिटीको कुराहरू त छुट्टै हुन्छ, बट आई थिङ्क वी अल हेभ वी अल हेभ so many different things to uh, हुन्छ नि to serve, okay, to provide as value. So I think they were, but I wanted to do this podcast because के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि every time I've taken action, something, it gives me a light to something new, something else, without any outcome, without any result in my mind. Okay, just talking to you purely. Okay, I know because I have excitement with this. I love talking. I love doing this podcast thing, and so so now something else will come up. Okay? Something else. Someone will see this. Maybe I posted. Someone will see this and say, "Wow, this really helped me out." I was like, "Oh shit! I need to have structure. I need to be a man." You know what I'm saying? You never know how things will, uh, start to happen. Okay, and that's why I love that aspect. Okay, and and when you're real tuned and when you're really in the present, when you're really able to kind of, uh, tap into your life, your love, something also kind of like in a very energetic way, it also kind of impacts it, like for days or for months to come, how that happens, how someone will contact you and how that happens. It's always happened, the synchronicity aspect. Okay, I know I went on a rant there, but I think I needed to take this out. Okay.
ठिक छ ठिक छ
Yeah.
सो या त्यो मच हेभी टपिक है अनि
Yeah.
अर्को पार्ट के जस्तै हामीले त वी टक्ड अबाउट लाइक वी as a male gender we talked
Mm,
about the journey from
damn.
becoming a guy के भन्छ boy to a men
Uh,
होइन
uh,
अनि म त्यो यो भन्दै गर्दा डिफ्रेन्सिएसन के इफ
mm,
यो चाहिँ becoming futuristic thinking about future
mm,
also becoming के अरे being in present and being able to think about future makes you man then
mm.
what's the difference between a girl and a woman के त्यसपछि चाहिँ
Yeah, it's just,
है
what does Google say,
so
man?
Google
Yeah,
says nothing
Google say I'm too puzzled for this shit, man. Don't Google.
so
Maybe you should try
it's like
ChatGPT.
त्यही भने अब जस्तै so कस्तो confusing क्या it is just word or
Mm,
it is like philosophy behind those words
mm.
different छ नि त सबै चिजहरू
Yeah,
like
yeah,
is it the same thing with girl and becoming a woman like
yeah.
if a girl is futuristic and can think of be in moment to then she becomes a woman or is it different होइन so
Mm,
सोच्दाखेरि कस्तो डिफ्रेन्ट डिफ्रेन्ट लाग्ने नि त होइन
mm.
क्या कन्ट्रोभर्सियल हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्ने कुरा
Yeah,
गर्दाखेरि
I think it'll be very. I think it's different, man. I think it's different for a woman. I think मलाई के लाग्छ थाहा छ? I think when a woman or when a girl, she really starts to connect to her motherhood. Okay, um, I think becoming a mother is a big turning point. जस्तो लाग्छ क्या मलाई. त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ kind of don't have. I cannot say for I cannot generalize होइन, but त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ kind of don't have that depth experience के.
त्यही
Um,
अब let's keep it as a हुन्छ नि people's perspective
mm, yeah,
just
yeah.
talking this would comment or have a take
Mm,
into it होइन जस्तो लाइक अब एउटा म्यान हुनलाई के चाहिन्छ होइन के हुनुपर्छ कहिले हुन्छ वी डोन्ट नो होइन कतिले
mm.
त आई लिसन के बुद्धि बङ्गर आएछ कि म्यान हुन्छ भनेर नि
Oh, true, 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 true.
अनि अब वुमेन हुनलाई पनि मेबी इफ यु आर responsible enough, if you are matured
Yeah,
in the journey of taking care of yourself, you become a woman, or maybe because of the age
yeah,
or because of the motherhood, or I don't know, होइन अब
yeah.
केटाहरूको पनि त्यही त होला नि होइन
Mm,
कसैले if you get married you feel man
mm,
enough or if you can handle yourself peacefully if you can manage your shit by yourself you become man enough होला
mm,
similarly with women पनि त्यही नै
mm,
होला कि I don't know होइन
mm.
तर
Yeah,
यतिकै कन्भर्सेसन गर्दाखेरि त्यो टर्म साउन्ड्स भेरी हेभी एन्ड डिफरेन्ट क्या
yeah.
इफ यु से म्यान इफ यु से
Mm,
वुमन it's like literally that a similar consecutive thing in two
true,
gender
true,
हो नि
true.
त but दुइटैको ग्राभिटी
Yeah.
अफ डेप्थ एकदम हेभी डिफरेन्टली हेभी छ क्या।
Yeah.
अब
Yeah.
जेनरल पर्सपेक्टिभबाट सोच्दाखेरि अब रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटीबाट कनेक्ट गर्ने भए
Mm,
कस्तो हुन्छ होइन। अब
mm,
रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटीलाई कन्सिडर गर्यो भने यता म्यान हुने यता वुमेन हुने हुन्छ कि यता फादरहुड र मदरहुडलाई कनेक्ट गर्यो भने म्यान वुमेन हुने हुन्छ कि
mm,
होइन। इट
mm.
माइट बी डिफरेन्ट होला है सबैकोमा होइन।
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there's definitely some elements that will kind of cross over, and like you said, responsibility, and maybe raising a bringing up a child in this life. And I think those kind of elements will intersect. But I think uh, there are things that would be very very far apart. Okay? And I think that a woman would be the best person to kind of help us out here. And maybe in the comments, or maybe somewhere somehow we might get an answer, when we talk
जस्तै
to our
जस्तै
mother.
हो
Yeah.
लाइक मैले मेरो फिमेल साथीहरूसँग कुरा गर्दा नि वाट काइन्ड अफ गाई डु यु लाइक भन्दाखेरि अनि फ्यु कमेन्टेड के त्यो टाइममा होइन लाइक
Mm,
अलि म्यानअप भएको हुनु पऱ्यो नि भन्ने भनेको आई
mm,
डोन्ट वान्ट सम बोय
sure.
गाई हु इज नट स्योर अबाउट हिज ओन लाइफ अलि म्यानली हुनु पऱ्यो अलि हुन्छ नि हु सुड बी अलि
Mm,
सेक्योर्ड फिल हुनु पऱ्यो सो
mm, mm,
मेबी इट वाज देयर ओपिनियन टुवर्ड्स द वर्ड
mm,
म्यान
mm,
होइन।
yeah.
अब मैले चाहिँ हाम्रोकोलाई अब मिनिङ
Yeah,
खोजेको
yeah, I
थिएन
think
के के
yeah,
छ
I think
भन्दा
that makes a lot of sense as well. I think when you
सो
ask
सो डिक्सनेरीमा चाहिँ सिम्पली इट्स लाइक द अडल्टहुड फेजमा जाने बित्तिकै इट टर्न्स आउट टु बी म्यान अर वुमेन देखाएको छ होइन
mm,
डिक्सनेरीमा चाहिँ
yeah, yeah,
होइन
yeah.
अक्सफोर्ड डिक्सनेरी सेज कि लाइक एन अडल्ट फिमेल ह्युमन बिइङ इज
Mm, 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 mm.
एडोलेसेन्ट इज अ गर्ल होइन विथ
Yeah,
यता बोय र
mm,
म्यान पनि।
yeah, uh, yeah,
सो डिक्सनरी सिम्पली जेनरलाइजेस इट विथ एज होइन। त्यो
mm,
भनेको मतलब
mm,
मैले त्यो त्यतिखेर 21 भयो तिमी अब अडल्ट लाइफ फिल गरिरहेको छौ या
mm,
मेबी एजले पनि आउँदैन होला माइन्डसेटले आउँछ होला अडल्टहुड होइन।
mm, mm, mm.
सो त्यसरी चाहिँ जेनरलाइज भएको रहेछ।
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very interesting. I think it's a very interesting topic. I think this we can
इट्स
kind of
इन्ट्रेस्टिङ टु
explore, personally also explore. Uh, and Yeah, I think we can kind of like wrap it up here. I think this is a good start, and we can, I think, slowly build up, and think about different topics, and see how responses also come up, and I'll do some editing. I'll do whatever I can, and we can see how it works out.
then let's
Yeah.
conclude this session with just the
Yes, sir.
question okay? Not with
Yes, sir.
answers.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, it's so super
Yeah.
explorative
Yeah.
and nice to talk
Yes.
about these things.
Always. Always. Yeah. I think that it would be a great question for us all, for all of us to reflect what it is to
Hmm.
be a man, what it is to be a woman, and what it is to transition or move from being a
Hmm.
boy to a man, from being a girl to a woman. What is it, and
Hmm.
where are you in your
What does
life?
what does it take to become a man or woman? Yeah.
Exactly. I think there is this book called "The Way of a Superior Man" by, I forgot his name. It's a really good book, man. Oh, one of the best books I've written. I've written, eh? I've read. Not read completely, but I read a few chapters. Oh, it's too good, man. The Way of the Superior Man. I recommend that to you. I recommend it to listeners, and yeah, we'll keep it this time, and we'll see you on the
Okay.
next one. Thank you.
Okay.